just want to offer condolences to Chuck Schumer. Honestly, what I'm reading here in New York City is that AOC is going to be the next senator from New York after she gets done whooping his rear end in the 2028 Democratic primary. And for his Senate races in 2026,
the White House should be listening?
I mean, look, these are blue states, and Democrats were supposed to win. So I wouldn't overread it. Virginia, in particular, has never been a great bellwether. I don't think a lot of folks had a lot of confidence in the Virginia campaign that was run on the Republican side. And New Jersey is New Jersey. So I would hesitate to overread it. I don't think the concerns you raised are illegitimate political strategy concerns. I think I just want to offer condolences to Chuck Schumer. Honestly, what I'm reading here in New York City is that AOC is going to be the next senator from New York after she gets done whooping his rear end in the 2028 Democratic primary. And for his Senate races in 2026, I see the energy in the Democratic Party tonight behind a socialist, and I see the energy in Virginia, Democrats looking the other way on a violent candidate for attorney general who says he wants to murder Republicans and their children. If you think you're getting rid of Graham Plattner in Maine now, think again. This is a terrible night for national Democratic image, given what is happening inside their party. Mamdani is an avowed socialist. It's not what people say that he is, it's what he says that he is. He's now the leader of their party. That's their energy, and Chuck Schumer's
He's the leader of the Democratic Party?
Let's swear.
There is no. Who is the leader? Can someone tell me?
He's a life raft for Republicans who have to go on TV and get their asses kicked today.
You own this now. You all own this now.
We've had progressive mayors. I don't think anybody thought that de Blasio.
He's the best actor you all have, is he not?
Listen,
Mamdani.
Here's what I'll say. I'm a lot happier than you are sad. You're saying I'm happy. You know why? Buyer's remorse from independents. Independents gave Donald Trump a shot. Buyer's remorse. The Latin community gave him a shot. You see, buyer's remorse.
Hold up, buyer's remorse? Let's be real here. What we're seeing isn't buyer's remorse from Trump voters. What we're seeing is Democrats finally waking up to the fact that their party has been hijacked by socialists. These weren't victories for moderates. These were blue states staying blue. The real story? The Democratic Party's mask is slipping, and America is watching the far left take over in real time.
Black men gave Trump a shot. They've come back home. Buyer's remorse. Why? Because people are sick of the status quo. That's why they voted for Trump the first time. That's why they voted him out the second time. That's why they voted him back in. People want change. And Donald Trump said he was going to do something about grocery prices. He's done everything, but he's putting in gold toilets in the White House. He's tearing up. He's gallivanting around the world. And you're seeing buyer's remorse in places where Republicans had some hope. This thing is starting to settle out now. This is about basic needs that people have and basic rights people expect. That's what seems to be under fire from this administration.
Basic needs aren't being met? You want to talk about basic needs? Let's talk about who's actually delivering. Trump didn't put gold toilets in the White House. That's just desperate spin. But you know what he did do? He secured the border, he fought for American workers, and he didn't apologize for putting America first. Meanwhile, Democrats are celebrating socialists winning in deep blue territory and calling it a wave. That's not a wave. That's a participation trophy.
And if they think they can spin and talk and spin and talk and nobody's going to notice that, they just got proven wrong tonight. People's basic needs are not being met. One of the things that I think people are seeing, not just from Mamdani, but from the moderates as well, this focus on kitchen table issues. We used to talk about this in weird ways. Income inequality, wealth disparity, economic justice. People who went...
Didn't say it that way.
but we had a lot of syllables, man. It was people describing a problem they didn't have, okay? Now you got people who are talking like the people who have the problem. I can't afford nothing. And somebody who can talk that way, whether they're on the left of our party or the middle of our party, is going to have a big audience. And this buyer's remorse that's setting in now from other people is a big problem for Republicans.
I think two big takeaways. So listen, I think there's this divide within the Democratic Party. Is the future of the party Mamdani? Is it democratic socialism? Is it more in the likes of AOC and Bernie Sanders? He no doubt ran a good campaign. I interviewed him. He is a very formidable force in American politics.
Look at this. They're trying to figure out if their future is with AOC and Bernie or with centrists. Newsflash, there are no centrists left in the Democratic Party. They've been purged. You either bend the knee to the socialist mob or you get primaried out. That's the reality. And Scott Jennings just laid it out perfectly. story. Chuck Schumer's political career is on life support because the radicals smell blood in the water.
We had two female governors who were just elected, Democrats, who ran as consummate centrists. Both of them were talking about uniting the country, that there's more that unites us than divides us, both with very credible resumes. So what direction are you going to go? Because you guys need to focus on winning a national election again. It's been a minute since that's happened, and I think you're going to get a lot farther with the Mikey Sherrill and with the Abigail Spanberger approach. But let me...
Hold on. I got to go to... As soon as you're done.
We'll get to the Mamdani a bit later.
Caitlin Collins at the White House has got some new reaction to all these wins. Caitlin, what are you hearing?
Well, Anderson, actually, it's been pretty quiet here at the White House, which is telling in and of itself. The president himself has not posted on Truth Social in about 4 hours since earlier tonight when he was announcing a staffing decision. That is obviously something that you likely wouldn't hear had there been any major Republican victories tonight. But this is a key question of how the White House and how the president will be interpreting these big Democratic wins tonight in New Jersey and in Virginia and in the New York City mayor's race, all three of which the president was involved to some degree. Yes, he did not outright endorse in Virginia there for the Republican candidate in the gubernatorial race, but he certainly did there in New Jersey. He hosted multiple tele-rallies for Jack Ciattarelli. The Republican National Committee poured a lot of money into that race. And obviously, he got directly involved in the New York City's mayor's race last night when he endorsed Andrew Cuomo. And so it'll be really telling to see how the White House interprets these results tonight, because earlier when I had been speaking with officials is whether or not they saw this as a referendum on the president's first 9 months in office. Anderson, basically what they were saying is that they were in wait-and-see mode. They wanted to see how these results turned out tonight before they tied any of them closely to the president. We've seen some reaction coming in already tonight from former Trump campaign advisors saying that they believe this is a candidate quality issue and that Republicans need to run better candidates who are more in line with the president in order to secure victories. But we'll be able to hear from the president himself tomorrow. He's actually hosting Republican lawmakers, Republican senators, to be exact here, Anderson, for breakfast at the White House. And reporters will be able to go into the room there and ask the president himself, what does he make of these victories by Democrats tonight?
All right, Caitlin, thanks very much. Is this a candidate quality issue?
Well, I think that.
So let's cut through the noise. Democrats won blue states. Shocking. But the real story isn't the wins, it's who won and what they represent. Socialists, radicals, activists masquerading as leaders. And while the mainstream media tries to spin this as buyer's remorse from Trump voters, the actual remorse is coming from moderate Democrats realizing their party has left them behind. Scott Jennings said it best: condolences to Chuck Schumer, because the party he helped build, it's been stolen right out from under him. And conservatives across America, we're watching it burn.